What's up, people? I am your host, Jason Robinson. With me, Derek McCarty and Dre Fame. Do not forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel for free. We'd greatly appreciate it. Also, follow us and listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you miss us live tonight. We have a very packed show with a lot of topics. Probably going to speak a little bit quicker tonight. So, with that being said, I'm going to quickly hand this off to Derek immediately. So, let's go.
Absolutely. All right. So Michigan is 7-2. Michigan football 7-2 going into a bye week. 3 games left. I think coming into the season, there is a lot of people that would have been content with 7-2. There's also a lot of the fan base that once we got the taste of a national championship, wants every season to be a national championship season. But I think one of the things that we're going to dive into a little bit is it's really nice to win games, and it's really nice to win in the Big Ten. It would be really nice to come out of those games feeling really good about the victory, and we haven't had that. On the flip side, I think we can all feel pretty damn good about what we saw out of Michigan basketball in the home opener. And I know that was just against Oakland, so it's not like they're playing a powerhouse, but there was a lot of good things that we saw. And Michigan sports season is absolutely in full swing now. Right, we're getting towards the end of football season, but hockey is firing on all cylinders, and basketball is getting fired up now, and it's going to be a fun year to be a Michigan fan. Thank you again to everybody that tunes in, joins the conversation every week. Thank you to anyone that's listening for the first time. Please be sure follow us on YouTube. That's our primary channel. So go to YouTube and search for The Victors Nation. At the Victors Nation. Like, subscribe, share with your friends that are Michigan fans. If you're not part of our Facebook group, if you go onto Facebook and search for the Victors Nation and click join to join the group, one of the best communities of Michigan fans out there, where we do everything we can to try and make it an fun and inclusive Michigan fan community, but also connect you with great content that's out there from a lot of quality Michigan sources. Follow us on Spotify, follow us on Apple Podcasts, and again, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Let's start with football season. Start talking about football season. So, we beat Purdue, and I'll be honest, it was it was a weird game because I never felt like the game was in question. We snuck out still with a 21-16 win. I think it was kind of it was hard to be super excited about that win, but at the same time, I was pretty jacked up about what I saw out of Jordan Marshall and the Michigan run game. And when we dive into that game, I mean that game represents to me the entire Michigan season so far. Flashes of things that look really good. Michigan's defense, I think, has come together for the most part, with still some lapses that show up here and there, which I think is a metaphor of what we've seen out of the defense for the season. And offensively, I think we've gotten into a pretty good rhythm the last couple of weeks running the football. And we've seen flashes from Bryce, we've seen flashes from the tight ends, and we've seen flashes from some of the receivers. We just haven't seen all of those things put together in the same game yet. We haven't seen the passing game firing on all cylinders. We haven't seen the running game firing on all cylinders, and we haven't seen the defense firing on all cylinders in the same game. So a lot to unpack. I thought Jordan Marshall looked great. I thought the offensive line looked solid. Honestly, I thought Bryce saw the field pretty well. I thought we schemed some decent passing plays on Saturday, because there was guys that were open. This was the first time that Bryce was just consistently missing. Last week against Michigan State, I think it was the opposite. I think that he had a little pressure on him, and I don't think that he was seeing the field well. But this week, it looked like he was getting the ball where it was supposed to go. He was just missing a little bit, and that happens. He's a true freshman quarterback. He's throwing to young guys as well. He's throwing to a different set of receivers again compared to what he was throwing to earlier in the season. But I think just off a little bit, and it's kind of a blessing that some of these challenging games for our passing offense are actually coming against lesser programs. Yes, it makes those games frustrating because we should have kicked the shit out of Michigan State and we should have kicked the shit out of Purdue. And we were close. Bryce turned the ball over twice in the red zone, right, with the fumble and the interception. But to get this stuff on tape, right, I would rather get bad games on tape. I would rather get bad reads on tape. I would rather get bad throws and bad chemistry on tape to be corrected before Ohio State than to run too simple of an offense and then try and open it up against Ohio State. So I think it's a blessing that our schedule has been softer, and we've had a couple of games where there's a lot of coachable film, and everything that we've seen from Bryce the last couple of weeks and the passing offense in general, I think is coachable. Now, the question that us and a lot of the Michigan fan base has is that coaching? What's the quality of that coaching going to be? Because that's been one of the hot topics all year. But I don't know. What do you guys think? What were your takeaways coming out of the Purdue game?
Jay, I'll let you go ahead.
So, we talked about it last week. We underperform against weaker competition. So, like Derek was saying too, or alluding to, like it's good to get that on tape as well too. A win's a win. I'm happy we won, but honestly, we make winning look hard with the top tier talent that we have, right? So, issues play wise, more on the offensive side, play calling, special teams, woof. Complacent defense when tied or up with mixing in poor tackling. Like, I don't know. I just don't really have an answer for it anymore. I feel like we're having the same conversations we did the year before, but obviously better team from the year prior. But drop balls again. Zach Marshall is finally back in the mix. Looked really good. And Klein as well too. Probably still a little bit injured, but we need to utilize our tight ends more. We have 3 to 4 solid tight ends. I don't get it. I just don't understand. Especially the Michigan State game, they were just non-existent. So have to get the ball to Andrew Marsh a lot more as well too. Derek, I know you just said it, but yeah, I mean Bryce this game, freshman-esque for sure. He had freshman moments, had a lot of open receivers, and it just wasn't counter. It's just bad throws, right? So it's gonna happen. We just don't have any identity on offense. Thank God we have 2 really good running backs. I know Haynes is injured right now, but thank God for Jordan Marshall last week. The play calling again is just confusing to me. I don't understand it. It just seems like the coaching staff is too slow to react and make adjustments. I don't get it. And there's been some players that have grown. So we talked about this again last week as well too. But what do we see a better product on the field than what we did week 1, week 2, week 3? I don't know. I think we got a development and a confidence issue right now. And it's not helping us build a resume on why we make the college football playoffs or why we should make the college football playoffs. So, people are asking, why did we score at the end of the Purdue game? Zad on Moore. I mean, maybe we've seen some of that from him, but I mean, honestly, I kind of liked ending the game right there because are we really willing to risk any more injuries? Like, injuries is a big
I was
factor
gonna
right
say
now. I'm
that
really
injury. Yeah, we
injuries is
don't
a
want to
big
risk no
factor.
injuries if we got the game
So
in the bag.
I'm 100% cool with that in last week's game. We need to put up points though for the rankings. We were 21. We stayed at 21. We still got what's in front of us. I get it. I'm missing Ben Herbert for sure. I know we missed out on a lot of coaches all across the board. It was a big overhaul last year, but Ben Herbert, man, that was a huge loss. Huge loss. So, I don't want to hear the youth part. It's a higher level of football. Haynes, Jimmy Rolder were missed for sure. But it's nice to see some other faces out there as well to put that on tape, but we got to get healthy. I know it's almost impossible. It is what it is, but we got to find a way to get healthy. But um, Jordan Marshall is him. 25 carries for 185 yards and average 7.4 yards per carry with 3 touchdowns. He saved our ass.
Third straight
He looked good.
game with 100 yards.
Yes, he killed it. Almost hit 200. I mean, crazy. So strategically, going back to that, but strategically, we don't really look good on the road, and we just had a challenging home game finally against a 2-6 opponent. Like I said, we make winning look hard. Bryce
I
is getting his
wonder
freshman
if he would. Oh,
Yeah.
my bad. I'm sorry. I thought you.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
What were you gonna ask? Go ahead.
No, I wonder if he played like that the whole season. Will we had those 2 losses? You know what I mean? If Jordan and Justice played the same, well, how Jordan is playing now and how Justice has been playing this whole season, I wonder, do we lose those 2 games?
You mean
know
the
what I mean?
offensive line improvement with like outside the hundreds wide receiver screens that we threw against Oklahoma? I think we beat Oklahoma. Defense just could not stop the quarterback. I mean, he's like leads the
Facts.
nation last year at
Facts.
Washington State with breaking tackles. He was an absolute beast. Credit to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
We probably should have won that game though. Tough with week 2
We
with
should
a
have,
very
bro.
young team. I get that. USC,
Yeah.
I
it
don't
was
know.
just.
We just did not. We should have maybe won that game, but we did not look prepared
I
at all. It
I
looked like
think
there
we
was no
came. We
game
just
plan.
we came out. I think that, like I keep saying, that body clock thing is real for that game. I just don't see nothing else because, bro, I mean, it was like I was tired at 6 o'clock. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I was super tired at 6 o'clock, and I'm just like, why am I so tired? But yeah, that ain't no excuse. But you know what I mean? It's a
That the
real
young
thing,
team,
and
right? Some of these guys are just getting out of high school here too. So like our
facts,
average age,
facts.
and we've said it in other episodes, it's the youngest team in the Big Ten at 20.54 age average. So it's a young
Facts.
team. I get that. That part does play a factor, but man, it was like the second or third straight game in a row where the defense, we started the game on defense and they ran the ball down the field. We couldn't do shit. So just consistency on defense too. Like Wink and Moore, man, and some of these other coaches, I don't get it sometimes. And I know some things are out of their control, right? You call the game, we should be able to make plays. So it's a two-way street, but still. My big thing is we need some players to be leaders on each side of the ball. I think there's some voices. There needs to be more, but we need our Aiden Hutchinsons. A lot of people, yeah, Jim turned the program around. I get that, and so did other coaches, so did players. Aiden Hutchin was like the number one reason why that Michigan team turned around in 21. The number one reason. The players got to do it. They got to have a voice. We need it on both sides of the ball because after last week, we're facing the inevitable of things not going our way. Our dreams are done. So we still got what's ahead of us. You could say, well, Jason, we're 7-2. Yeah, fucking awesome. We're fans too. We're people. People make mistakes. Players make mistakes. Coaches make mistakes. I get it. But consistently at some point, you need to have a realistic conversation about the actual play on the field outside the wins and losses. You're never going to be perfect, right? Practice isn't perfection. I mean, we're looking for permanence, though, consistency. And with this play calling too, I think it's just the worst. It's absolutely confusing and predictable, and I don't understand it, especially who we're playing against too. Lastly, this is my last comment about football tonight. I'm gonna jump ahead. I don't care. Last point. This is gonna start negative, but it's not what it is. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna jump ahead in the season to the game. We only state facts on this show, right? I'm worried about our defense against Ohio State, especially the secondary. But wide receiver I'm not going to lie, they develop good wide receivers. They throw the ball. Why good wide receivers are going to go? They're getting Chris Henry Jr. there for Christ's sake next year. But we've had doubts before, right? Ohio State, that team really hasn't played anyone good. They really haven't. Texas does not count. Don't tell me it counts.
Hey,
That should be a 3 or 4 loss
speaking
team.
of that, and I think they holding Rob more out until that game. For
Probably.
some reason, I just got that
Yeah,
feeling. I think
I
we'll be a
can
little
see
bit
some other
better on the
players
back
too.
end. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we'll be a little bit better
communication-wise
on
and
the back
leadership,
end.
yeah, we need him for that game, and he's clutched the game as well too in 23. So, but Texas doesn't count. They're a 3-loss team. Should be 4 maybe. They're garbage. Ohio State really hasn't played anyone. We got 2 games before the game, so no shit. Obviously, we need to focus on that. But the ground game has been significant in the game. A very significant factor. Regarding Michigan and Ohio State, the team that leads in rushing has won the last 20-ish, 22, 23 straight games. If we get Haynes back, big question mark, and Jordan Marshall will still be solid, adding on to a good pass rush and limiting their rushing attack, we're probably in for another low-scoring nail-biter of a game in Ann Arbor, which we win. And I think that's what's going to happen. But big but here, we need to go back to the basics. We've had all off season. We had all year to make changes, make adjustments, switch things around, offensive play calling. I get the players are young, but we need to take some chances here. Make adjustments that we talked about earlier in the year and get our heads back on straight for that to happen, for us to win that nail biter of a game. I think that's what's going to happen against Ohio State with the rushing, the good pass rush in the trenches, and then limiting their rushing attack on the defensive side of the ball with also in the trenches. But that's what we should be focusing on during the bye week, and thank God for the bye week because we really needed one.
Yeah, well-timed bye week. We had a comment come in earlier from our friend Max. Thanks for joining, Max. Thanks for tuning in.
Max.
What's up, Max?
I'm gonna jump on some of the things that you guys were just talking about football. One, Dre, I'm gonna jump into if we're running the ball like we are right now, would have we lost to Oklahoma and USC? We were running the ball against USC like we are now. Unfortunately, we couldn't make a stop defensively and put ourselves in a hole. And I think that's one of the biggest questions. One of the biggest questions that I have about this team's potential is we can run the football. We've shown all year that we have the ability to run the football. Now, what has changed from early in the season, like against Oklahoma, to now is we weren't sustaining drives early in the year. We were hitting home runs. So we were having short drives or home runs. And we didn't have the what we started to see the last couple of weeks, which is the ability to go and pick up 4 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards, and have some drives that eat up the clock. Now, Jordan Marshall showed that he has home run potential too, and we'll take it when that happens because that's kind of how it started out against Purdue. And late in the game, we really started taking chunk drives and some chunk pieces of time off the clock. But the biggest thing from Oklahoma to now, I think, is our ability to have a decent time of possession that we can sustain with drives, and we didn't have that early in the season. So against USC,
no, we didn't.
I think we were just out-coached, out-prepared collectively in that game. If we played USC 10 times, I bet you we win 5, they win 5. But that game plan, us traveling across the country and playing at night, the youth that we have, that all played a factor. But we played an awful game. We played our worst game of the season by far against USC. Another thing then to what you were alluding to a little bit, Jason. This is a young team, and our lineups have been shifted quite a bit, and part of me wonders at some capacity, how does that impact what we actually have the ability to open up in the playbook, because it is for young people. So we got to think, and I know I see it all over the place. People are trying to compare Bryce Underwood to JJ McCarthy. They're trying to compare Bryce Underwood to Trevor Lawrence. They're not making they're not making equal comparisons. JJ McCarthy wasn't a starter as a true freshman. He would come in and play a couple series a game, and he primarily ran the football.
And I was
He
about to say
wasn't
he didn't
running.
throw the ball. Facts.
He wasn't running
Facts.
the full offense, and so if you're comparing year 2 or year 3 JJ McCarthy, that's what we hope to see out of Bryce, is that growth and development to catch up to the speed of the game, to catch up to the concepts of the game. And right now, one of the things that I think we're starting to see a little bit is Bryce is thinking instead of playing, right? He's thinking about what he should be seeing. He's not to the point right now where he's just able to react. He's not
Yeah.
able to make a read and throw the football. So case in point, against Purdue, on the interception, Donovan McCulley was wide open in the end zone, right? And from what I heard, Marsh was supposed to be the hot read on the play, and so Bryce's eyes were not looking to pass on that play, and he was looking to run, and last
He should have
minute
kept it.
decided
He should have
he
kept
should
it.
have. He should have. In hindsight, but last minute he tried to throw it underneath. So
Yeah. He
his
should have kept
he
it.
wasn't scrambling with his eyes downfield and reading the defense. He was running the ball and last minute flipped it towards Marsh because he saw him open. Unfortunately, ended up
Didn't
throwing an
see the man
interception.
coming. Yeah, for sure.
And
Undercut.
it's way easier for us to see from
Sitting the ball. Oh yeah. Facts. Facts.
50 yards above what's
Facts.
there and what's open.
Facts.
But I think that I understand the concept of the short, easy passes early in the game to try and get him comfortable so that he can just play and not think, right? Just to get him out of his own head. I would rather see it slightly more vertical than horizontal, because that kid throws darts between 5 and 15 yards. Let's get some of those passes where you've got Marsh
You gotta
going across the middle,
get
and
his
you've
rhythm,
got Klein going
comfortability
across
up
the middle.
early.
Yep.
We need that early. You know what I'm saying? If we can get him in a rhythm early, I think he'd be more better off than what we've been doing now, man.
For sure, but if you look at it, you've got Andrew Marsh, who is a true freshman that stepped in to really become wide receiver number 1. You've got Donovan McCulley, who's in his first year in this offense, and all of these players first year in their offense. But Bryce Underwood just turned 18, right? So he's playing a lot of weeks against some guys that are going to be playing in the NFL next year. Offensive line, you've got redshirt freshmen starting across multiple positions on the offensive line at this point in time. So, yeah, but it's not something you want to hear as an excuse, is we're young. But I think that is impactful on what we see from the game plan perspective, is there might be a portion of the playbook that we would like to get to that we just can't consistently execute well enough in practice, that it is a little bit more simpler. And maybe sometimes we do try and venture into that portion of the playbook, and what you see is some of the mistakes, some of the missed assignments that take place. But that was my last couple of thoughts on football. I think we're still looking for our identity a little bit this late in the season, and as Michigan football is going to go, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna bitch about it. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll bitch about it. But whatever happens the week Thanksgiving weekend against Ohio State is really gonna be what we take away from the year.
The last thing I'm gonna say about this football segment before we move on is, I swear to God, and I hope and pray these beat Ohio State drills that we running every day have us looking so different. Just please, Lord, just have us looking different. That's all I ask. Go ahead, though.
All right, couple comments that came in here, and then we're gonna shift gears to basketball, because basketball season is here. Alex, hey guys, have missed the live chat since before the season. Thanks for joining us.
Was that the USC fan?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, congrats on your win, dude.
I think
That's
it
you.
was.
That is the USC fan.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I think it was like a while ago, but yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Yeah, when we
it's
came in talking crazy that they was gonna win the national.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
and then and then they kicked,
yeah.
and then they
Congratulations
kicked our
on
He
ass.
was
y'all win,
talking
bro.
about they were gonna win next year. You got a W this year, dude.
Facts.
Crazy.
Max, my things why we run up the middle so much, bounce out and run around the edge. I feel like we've had a pretty good combination of that. Bryce, so speaking of, Bryce missing some throws, he still added 44 yards rushing the football to us, and he hits the edge, and I think that's one of the things that he brings to the table as a weapon is his ability to run. And so I'm glad that has become part of the offense. But I feel like ever since Blake Frazier has been starting at left tackle, running to the left has been successful. I feel like running
like
to the
Blake,
left
too.
has.
I like Blake.
I feel like that's been a successful play, and we against Purdue we found out that running gap schemes there's a run play called duo where the offensive lineman double team the defensive tackle and then push to the linebacker, and they're having a ton of success running that play, and so I think they just stuck with it. One thing that I would just like to see a little bit more is a couple years ago we were able to reestablish that offensive line a yard or two forward in short yardage plays. I would like to see that. I absolutely hate going shotgun in short yardage situations all the time. You've got a big athletic quarterback.
I was gonna say something about that. Like,
It's
bro,
like
he can't.
it's like they're
He
trying
ain't
to
never
throw
under
some.
center.
Yeah, he's trying to think of some fucking trick play or trying to catch the defense off a guard. I mean, it's still going to be pretty predictable. They watch film. It's going
Bro,
to
you
be a
gotta get
run
under
play.
center. I said that too. I said, bro, he gotta put him under center a couple
But
times.
I also think we got some coaches living in 21, 22, and 23 that think that they still have the offense, which we do have a talented offensive line, injured and young. But they're still living in those days where we're going to run up the middle. It's Michigan football. We can do whatever we want. But you know what? It's due time. We got to make some adjustments here. It's
3
ridiculous.
games left, boys.
Brett says, like in the movie Bull Durham, don't think, just throw. Yeah, that's the concept, and that's what you started to see out of JJ as he got older. That's why the offense ran through Cade McNamara as a passer when JJ was a freshman. Draper to Jason, my basketball brethren. Natty only 8 turnovers. Elliot Cadeau 12 dimes. We're gonna segue.
Draper, take a seat. I got some stats for you, man.
Yeah, we're gonna segue into that in a second.
I got
you. No, it wasn't, you asshole, Alex. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, Alex getting back to us. Yeah, that was a fun game. Also into the Notre Dame game. That was a rough loss.
Yeah, it was.
On the topic of basketball, have you heard about them looking into expanding the playoff field? I absolutely hope that they don't. I think March Madness is a perfect event as it is.
Hold on, expanding it to what though? Jeez, I was about to say it's already like 60-something teams, ain't it?
68 with the play-in games, and I think they're trying to look for maybe 4 more teams.
Wow.
Maybe 8.
I feel like there's got to be more earned passage into a playoff, right? Into March Madness. I mean, like those are like the opening weekend of March Madness is like 4 of my favorite days of the year. Just in general, especially the first 2 days when you've got some of the crazy sets taking place.
First 2 days.
yeah, whatever I can remember.
I don't remember those first 2 days, but every year, my dad used to pull me out of school. Like every year, we take off for those first 2 days, Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday are recovery days at home watching basketball. But yeah, I hope they don't add any more. It's already enough. You're going to have teams that are in programs that are pissed. I get it. I know, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, Seton Hall really got screwed.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they should add anymore. You're already making it crazy with the play-in games just to add more basketball. Now back to football a little bit on the playoff topic. We'll get into like the college football playoff, at some point down the road here in a few more weeks. Speaking of conference, though, I think if these conferences like the Big Ten, the SEC are looking to expand, which they are, and they're going to, I feel like we need a Final Four. It's football. Should we really add another 2 more games? Probably not. You're taking the chance of injury. I get that. But at the same time, like you're gonna add all these teams, like just picking 2 teams is just not gonna work out. Think about an 18 or a 20 team conference. You're gonna take 2 teams to play in that conference championship.
The top
There
two.
needs to be a Final Four.
That's what they want,
And
the top two.
but they should do a Final Four
I
for
agree with
the
you.
Big Ten championship at least.
I
At
agree.
least, and they have the venues to do it. You have the Rose Bowl. You could even throw it in Las Vegas as well too. You can throw it in Indy for the championship game. I mean, you have the venues to do it to make more money. I'm more concerned about like the players' health, so that would be why I wouldn't be for it. But I think there should be a 4-team playoff for a conference championship because they're going to add more. Each of these conferences will be adding more teams for sure, 2 or 4 more.
So this is a rabbit hole that we can and have been sucked down, which I think we'll probably get
He said
into
a
again
lot.
at some point in time. So one last note on that, on the football side of it. One thing that I think that I absolutely think is going to happen is that there's going to be 2 separate divisions that end up splitting in football between the Power 4 conferences and everybody else. Because what does everybody else have to play for? What chance does Northern Illinois have of winning a national championship? What chance did Boise State truly have to win a national championship last year? Right? So I think in the long run, I think that we are probably going to have something like that, Jason. But there's going to be the ACC, the SEC, the Big 12, and the Big 10. At least what is of those conferences, and then almost like then like a Division I AA playoff system that I think will come from everybody else.
And that'll be the college football playoff format at some point. You're going to keep adding teams, but you're also going to drop teams as well too. Like, I'm sorry, but maybe Northwestern, they're getting a pretty sick venue too, but like you got to think about the revenue sharing, you got to think about the money, you got to think about the boosters, you got to think about the NIL opportunities. Some of these schools just don't have it. They're not going to make it into that NFC, Big Ten, AFC, SEC format. We've been talking about this for 3 years now. We're 100% confident it's going to happen at some point in our lifetimes. We just don't know when. But at some point, those 2 conferences will control college football. And it's going to be more NFL-esque, pretty much. Yeah. So more teams in the playoffs, and that's what they're going to push for. But yeah, I agree with the Bears' new stadium that they're going to build. That would be another venue. I mean, you're right, Alex. And I was saying, Las Vegas, the Rose Bowl, Indy. I mean, you have the venues to do it. Do I dare say Lambeau Field? December?
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
USC, Alex, how about this? USC versus Michigan at Lambeau Field in 10 years. Love it. December.
So let's jump into basketball. So Monday night Michigan basketball season opened up, and it was offensive fireworks from the get-go. Dropping 121 points. A lot to unpack there, and again, it was only against Oakland, but there were some things that we were concerned about that would creep back from previous years that didn't necessarily creep back. Doesn't mean they're not going to, but Jason, I know you've got a lot here that you want to dive into and unpack. I didn't watch the whole game. I watched bits and pieces from.
I didn't either. I watched bits and pieces too.
I was getting two kids ready for bed, so while they were sitting in the bathtub taking baths, I was watching on my phone, and of course being responsible to make sure that they were being safe while they were taking their baths. And then
so don't try to cancel us because we are safe.
Well, while books were being read or toys were being played with, there may have been some game watching taking place. But All right, Jason. What?
Lauren and I, aka my wife, we put the kids to bed early. We were right on time for the game, right in time. But back to Brett's comment here. He said hell no with USC
Lambeau
versus
Field.
Michigan at Lambeau. A little too cold.
Way too
Yeah,
cold.
basketball. Yeah, well, we'll see. Could happen. I'm gonna vouch for it. But
I
yeah,
say
basketball.
we play Ohio State there though. We could play Ohio State there though.
Wisconsin,
Yeah.
Notre Dame's playing there next year. Earlier in the
Oh,
year
that's
though.
dope. Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
gonna be sick.
That's dope.
Yeah, basketball. Banner night. 2025 Big Ten Tournament champions. Love it. Coming into the season, so Derek, I know like you were talking about fans, including myself, worried about the turnovers, double-digit turnover issues, like we saw in the Expedition games against Cincinnati and St. John's. Saw some turnovers. Defensive rebounding being another issue last year, and then getting off to a hot start and then a cold start, hot, cold, hot, cold. But what a solid start for week one. For Monday. Next week, we got Wake Forest and then at TCU, but had a top 10 transfer class last season, right? And a better one this year. These transfer guys are meshing very well with the underclassmen and returning stars like Burnett, Cheddar, Gale. I saw a team where they look like they've been playing grade school ball and then up together. I know it's week one. I say that a lot, but they look solid. It's the first game of many. Many people, Derek, you were saying, oh, I know we just played Oakland, but a lot of people were saying we gave up too many points to Oakland. Yeah, we did. Got to work on some things on defense. Our goal, Cheddar was saying, was they were to limit them to 60 points. That was the team goal. However, Oakland is a good team. They really are. I get it. They're in the Horizon League. Jason, what the hell are you talking about? But they're projected to finish second in the Horizon League, compete for that conference championship, and then also make the NCAA tournament, especially with their 6'8" guy. So Oakland is a very talented team. They are very good. 69 points in the first half. That was a program record. Awesome. Had a 20-3 run at one point, 121 points scored in the final, most since 1990 versus Iowa, which was 127. So I don't know how many people follow Maze Rage on Twitter, but they already had to sign up on their board. Basically, we needed 128 to break the record. But this is really impressive with our concerns. 42 rebounds. And we saw this against, remember, really good transfer team last year. We saw this against weaker opponents last year, earlier in the year. But 42 rebounds against Oakland. 34 of those were on the defensive side of the floor. We had 19 points off of turnovers. Usually the other team had that last year. And 7 players in double figures. Also, real quick, Yaxel. He did not start. I know a lot of people are asking about that. Like he's supposed to be the number one player in the transfer portal. He's got a hand injury. He's day to day. It's minor. He's still gonna play. He still played against Oakland. The guy played freaking 22 minutes. Still had 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's still having a perfect field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and went 2 from 2 from the free throw line. When this guy's healthy, he's gonna be a freak. So get ready. Watch out for number 23. He's going to have a breakout year, maybe player of the year.
Facts.
Also, Mara, 7'3". He's a fucking cheat code.
Wouldn't he though?
He got us. I mean, dude, he got us running real quick at the start of the game. The guy doesn't need to jump. He's a fucking flagpole. The ball will just come to him. But had 12 rebounds. Very aggressive on the boards as well, too, obviously. That guy is just a fucking monster. These transfer players are a little bit different this year. I know we had a good class last year, but they're meshing really well. Also, tied the record for most three-pointers hit in the program. A lot of records, close to records against Oakland. 19 three-pointers, 4 by Nick Barnett. And true freshman, dude, this guy's outstanding. Flint, Michigan native, Trey
Yes,
McKinney.
sir.
If you are not excited about this guy, I don't know. I don't know what there is to be excited about the rest of this year. But he went 6 for 8 from the three-point line. The coach's kid, Charlie, even got in on the action. He hit 1 3 as well, too. So, Charlie May, congrats. But back to Trey. Trey McKinney had 21 points in his first game as a Wolverine. He even had one after a good basket in the dark. So he got a 1 to the free throw line as well, too, and an and 1. So I don't know what the hell happened to the Chrysler, but if you were watching the game or saw the highlights or followed it on Twitter, the lights went out. He made a layup. It went in, and he got to go to the free throw line after the lights came back on. I don't know what
Hey, let me
happened.
ask you a question. You think he gonna end up starting by the time the year over?
He probably could.
Is it? Yeah,
Remember,
that's
we
a
got a lot of
possibility.
returning players. We got some
Yeah,
good
that's
rotation
why I
players,
said that.
and the bench is pretty deep. Last year was pretty deep too, but the bench is really deep this year. So he
Facts.
could,
Facts.
but at the same time, maybe he's better coming off the bench. So it's too early to tell. We're gonna see. But I don't
He
know
had a
what the
great
hell
game
happened
though.
with the lights going on and lights going off in the Chrysler. But he made the damn basket as a freshman, and he went to the free throw line. But so when I say this team played lights out, a lights out performance, that's literally what freaking happened. Also, Morez Johnson Jr., sophomore, Illini transfer. If you've never seen his highlights or remember him playing at Illinois last year as a true freshman, please go watch his highlights. The guy's a fucking machine. He's terrifying for the opposition. 24 points. He led the team. First game as a Wolverine. That guy is a fucking monster. And honestly, you should probably take up football next year if we need him. That guy's fucking huge. Can't forget about Cheddar as well, either 16 points. And then what Draper was saying earlier as well, too, UNC transfer Elliott Cadeau, 12 freaking assists. He's a
Mm-hmm.
turnover machine. He is a turnover machine when he was at UNC. I'd like to see him hit more points and shoot the ball a little bit more or a little bit better, but he'll make up for it for sure. But he took care of the ball. He had 12 assists. He's the quarterback on the
Long as he could
floor,
take
and
care
he
of the
did a good
ball,
job.
man, and distribute to where he
Yes,
needs to go, he really don't even need to score for
that's
real. I
exactly
mean,
what he did, but I don't want him to lose that confidence, and I want him to still shoot. But he did it as a QB for basketball. He did a great job distributing the ball. But like, I didn't want the game to end. To be honest, like I had plenty of beer on standby. I had a shit ton of beer on standby. I wanted this game to go like another 10 halves. But last year's team was talented. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dogging them. A lot of anxiety driven games last year. Derek and I, we had plenty of conversations about that. But we finished solid last year, won the Big Ten tournament championship. We beat Purdue the last 2 games of the year, too, after they just destroyed us in Indiana. Um, but we didn't really have that offense as well either. But this team just looks. I know it's the first game, but this team just looks more physical, specifically more physical to get the rebound and crashing the boards. They just look more cohesive right now, and all gears are turning. But it's a long year ahead. I'm excited about this team. I can't wait.
I like Dusty May has been he did a good job. I mean, he came in and turned the program around quickly.
Yep.
If we don't win the national championship or get to the Final Four this year, I can't wait to see what he does in year 3. But how we looking this year, I think we gonna do a lot of damage, and I even think we can win the Big Ten again. But it's still early. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Barring injuries and how the season rocks out, but as of right now, man, I got them winning the Big Ten. They looked it real good. The only gripe I'm gonna have is with Purdue. Purdue is the #1 team in the country. They look good too. So
I'm just
we'll
really
see.
not worried about. I'm not. I mean, they're #1 right now, respectively. I'm just not like.
Facts.
I watched their game.
I did too.
They look good. I watched their
They look
exhibition
good.
game against Kentucky as well too. Kentucky looks good. There's a lot of competition this year, consistently. UCLA in the Big Ten. Auburn barely beat their weak opponent, in overtime. So there's a lot of teams that are fake. I'm telling you right now, this team should probably be ranked higher than 7. It's too early. Derek, Dre, you know this too. I talk about it a lot. I hate early rankings like this in college football and college basketball. I don't understand it. I understand, like, I guess they need some type of poll out there, but
Facts.
I just
But
don't get it.
I don't get how they
I
come
just
up with
don't
it
know yet.
either. I don't get how they come up
It's
with. I mean, I
well,
don't get it.
a
But
big fact is the transfer portal. That's a huge factor, is the transfer portal, what type of talent you got in. And we got 4 really fucking good guys that are from the portal. I mean, that's a big factor. Should this team be ranked higher than 7? Yeah. Yeah, but we'll see after this week.
Yep.
But they look
I
good.
had a few comments that came in. CG72, what's up, fellas? Go blue.
Oh,
Go
blue.
blue. Thanks for tuning in. Draper, this came in while you were dropping your facts there, Jason. Talk that talk, Jason. I like Mara and Morez together. This team is fast, like they've been together for a while. That was the thing that
Yeah,
stuck
they
out
do
to me.
look facts.
Derek, do you want to talk about that? What we talked about, I think, a day or two ago, though.
Yeah,
The reason
that's
why
what I was just gonna say.
It's a good that they're fast and they're high tempo, they're high paced, but Derek, go ahead.
So they do play fast, and so it ties into a couple of things. In order to score 121 points, you have to have a lot of possessions. So, what they come away with 8 turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
They had 8 or 9 turnovers and 10 breakaway points, and then they had can't remember how many points.
I think it was 8 turnovers,
19.
Right? So
19 points off of turnovers.
When you have that many possessions because of the pace that they play at, and one of the things that stuck out is that they look like they're in better shape to start the year, because they played at that tempo all game, and it helps having the depth. And as long as they can maintain that depth, they can play at that pace, and that's going to wear a lot of teams down because a lot of teams can't play at that pace. But what comes with a lot of extra possessions? Extra turnovers, right? So don't be surprised if you're looking just at the turnover number, and there's going to be some games where they play against some good defenses that cause them to turn the ball over. That turnover number might be kind of high, but if you look at it, turnover to possession ratio might not be as bad as it looks just based off of the number of turnovers. And then tying into Jason, what you're talking about with people saying we should have held them to less points. Again, when we have enough possessions to score 121 points, that means that they get a possession going back the other way every single time too. So if you shrink that down to a slower paced game where a team scores 70 to 80 points, which would still be a pretty good output, and you have the same rate of making stops defensively, you're looking at a significantly lower score. So somebody that plays at that tempo, they're going to give up more points because they're going to give up more possessions defensively, and they're probably going to have more turnovers, just because that's what comes with it. That's going to be part of the game. The key factor, I think, is going to be last year they started in a similar fashion, looking like they had pretty good depth on the team, and that depth shrunk throughout the course of the season. Now, the guys that we're looking at for depth this year, at least in week 1, is Will Shetter, who we know has consistently provided good depth for us. Trey McKinney, who looks like a Jordan Poole 2.0. Right? Coming off the bench, but bigger. And Yatzel, who was, came off the bench. I imagine that he's probably going to be in the starting lineup though at some point this year.
He will be. He's just that minor hand injury, but like I said, with a minor hand injury, he was perfect. He was perfect. He didn't miss a shot.
Yeah. He didn't shoot a ball that did not hit the net.
He's been practicing a lot with his left hand right now as well too. It's obviously he probably has like overall his entire career, but like he's been doing a lot of that work as well too. But like, God, he's injured, played 22 minutes and still had 12 points and was absolutely perfect. Didn't miss a shot.
Yeah,
but the kid gonna be nice, man.
They look 8 deep of starting 5 capable players, and if they can maintain that, that's going to be huge. The one thing that kind of surprised me, and I didn't realize it until after the game, where's LJ Kaysen?
I knew you were going to say that. I don't know. I don't know. I was wondering that as well too.
So I mean,
play at all.
Right? I'm about to say that, but did they need him? They ain't need him.
But he's talented. He's a talented sophomore.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
There was a few games last year where he was also somewhat absent. Yeah. He didn't get any minutes at all. So I don't
could
know
be disciplinary. Could
I was
be
about to say it could be
hard to say.
Some discipline actions.
Could be, but he should be playing. He should definitely be playing.
Yeah. So
I think we're 10 players deep. I think we got maybe 10 or 11 players. And we also have that freshman from Germany who is also 7'1". So we have two guys that really don't need to jump at all. Mara is just a freak. Dude, it's just insane. He's literally hyped to the rim. And he's aggressive on the boards too, like I said. We got a good team right now, and like I said, I know it's just Oakland. The goal is to keep them at 60 points. We didn't. Derek's point, 110% spot on. But defensively, we need to clean some things up. But this is a solid team, and Oakland was a very good team as well too. They're predicted to still make the tournament and play for the Horizon League Championship.
Yeah. So Draper hopped on here and commented, I have high expectations for LJ Kaysen. Been rooting for him ever since he came in. Hope he's not turning into Samaj. No. Well,
I don't know how about fair comparison that is.
Right.
But that ain't fair, man.
Interesting thing is that I feel like the updates that came from Michigan basketball during the summer was that LJ was looking good, that he had matured. Some of his takeaways were taking things like nutrition and sleep more serious. So I think we're gonna see contribution from him. Just interesting. That was the big question mark for me, but a lot to come there. And I think so women's basketball started too. I think they dropped 100 spot too, didn't they? What was the score?
No idea.
What'd you just say?
I said, didn't the women's team drop 100 spot too?
100 to 40 real quick. I think LJ Kaysen, I think he was injured.
Was he?
I think he might have an injury, but I don't know what the specific details are. It's very broad. So women's basketball, they dropped the 100 spot, 100 to 40 in their opener. They had 25 steals, 6 most in a game, in a specific game in program history. So they had a really good game. And I think their sophomore point guard, Mila, I can't remember her name, but she had 21 points. And then our freshman from last year, she's still starting as well, too. She's solid. Zyla? Swords? She's a freak. She's good. Overall, Michigan produces good programs. Football, basketball, and hockey, etc. We should be happy as fans. It's just...
Facts. We are.
If you're a Michigan fan and you play at Michigan, you should be playing for. We want to see championships as a result, though. That's and the players do too. The players and the coaches have to working their asses off. But we want to see that result.
Facts.
And in hockey, we're gonna get to that here in a little bit.
So what y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do on the bye week? What's the plan?
Got a bunch of leaves that need to be cleaned up and removed from my yard.
Mine's 3 things: eat Taco Bell, play Battlefield 6, and think about life.
And think about life.
I don't know if my Lions got a home game this week. Oh no, I think they on the road to with Washington. So I'm about to be chilling all weekend, man. I don't know.
It's crazy not to I know Dirk and we talked.
I hate bye weeks.
I don't want to segue to the NFL here, but some of these teams have come out of nowhere. You think Washington. I know Daniels. He's still kind of injured as well too. Speaking of Daniels,
go Lions,
Daniels,
baby.
I still want Joe Salone from LSU. If we could get him, that'd be great. But the Colts and the Patriots, holy shit! And then the trades that happened, 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner. I know he's good, but 2 first-round picks is insane.
Indiana all in, bro.
Indianapolis looks they have to be, but 2 first-round picks, man. I know they're looking to win a Super Bowl this year, but that's still crazy.
Indiana all in, bro.
I can tell.
All right, Draper popped in another comment here. Speaking of hockey, I need a Keenan Draper jersey. Well, let's segue. Let's finish up here with this podcast talking about another Michigan sport that is performing at a high level right now, and that is Michigan hockey. sitting at number 2 in the country with a 9-1 record right now. Looking good, Jason. I know you have some stuff that you put in your back pocket to talk about here too.
Yeah, old time hockey for sure. Back to Draper's point as well too. That jersey, I think you posted in there. I'm not sure how you would get that, but I have my own. But usually you can get them just broad, like there's no name.
I was about to say they don't make custom hockey jerseys.
No, I don't think so. You can get them on Fanatics. You can get them away, home, and then Maze. I have the Midnight Navy one or the home one, but I don't know how you'd be able to customize that. There's no option for that. I'm not sure how to do that for you. But yeah, 9-1 overall record, 2-0 in the conference after just sweeping Notre Dame. Second game was an OT. This is the best start since Michigan hockey has had since the 2007-08 season. They're ranked number 2 right now, back-to-back weeks. Like I said, they just swept Notre Dame for Big Ten play. Our freshman goalie is just a freak. Jack Ivan Kovic has a .937 freshman goalie has a .937 save percentage, and he is a huge, probably the biggest reason why we are such off to a hot start right now. So besides having a strong netminder, we have a strong group of underclassmen as well too. An offense that is producing is productive. In their first 6 games, they've outscored the opposition 40 goals to fucking 7. 53 goals on the year so far, with Wisco coming up next in that 2-game series. Oh. This team looks consistent. We've seen 3 straight Frozen Fours. I fucking hate bringing that up with all the NHL talent that we have. We couldn't even make a national championship game or contest. But I think this team can go far. For sure. And props to just the state of Michigan in general. So we saw Michigan State at number 1, which, fuck them. But Michigan State number 1. We saw Michigan at number 2. Western Michigan was number 2 at the time. We split the series with them at home, and then in Kalamazoo as well, too. That was our only loss, the second game to Western Michigan. But props to the state of Michigan producing really good hockey right now at those 3 universities. Fucking awesome for the state of Michigan. That is the new state of hockey. I'm taking it away from Minnesota. That award's gone. It's going to the state of Michigan. They're the new state of hockey right now. So absolutely incredible. Like I said it again, every fan base should be jealous of us. It's not just football. It's a football school. I get it. It's almost a football podcast. It's a football group. I understand that. But, man, we need to be talking about these other sports here, because we've been really, really lucky as a fan base if you look around on how good we've been in other programs outside of football, and including football as well, too. It's awesome. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. Love it.
Facts.
Sing it, Derek.
So I'll say that it's great to be a Michigan Wolverine.
It's great.
It's great.
Trey, you know words.
Oh yeah.
It's great.
Oh yeah.
So here's the thing that I haven't watched Michigan State hockey this year. But how have they played 4 less games? How have they played so many less games than anybody else? Because they're 5-1. And I feel like their loss is significantly worse than our loss. Our only loss came to the defending champions, to Western Michigan.
Which was a split series. We beat them at home the first game.
And we beat Western Michigan. And I feel like Michigan State lost to some shit program right away to start the season, didn't they?
I don't follow them at all.
I thought I remember, when the season started, I was like, Michigan State sucks. They lost to a nobody.
I mean, it's good coaching, though. It's proven coaching. But they choked also in the playoffs last year, but...
let me see here. They lost to New Hampshire. They lost to New Hampshire at the start of the season.
UNH, they're not...
So what is Michigan ranked? Is they number 2?
2.
Or what?
Yeah, Michigan State's number 1. Michigan's number 2. But my argument is that
Michigan,
crazy. I feel like
gonna be
Michigan should be ranked
crazy.
number 1 right now, not Michigan State. Considering
be.
that they've played 4 more games and that their only loss is against a much better team in Western Michigan.
Now,
But
me not knowing anything about hockey like y'all do, is the rivalry still big with a Michigan State and
Even
Ohio State
Ohio
like it
State.
is? Okay,
Yeah, we
okay,
played in well, even the Red Wings and Columbus when they were playing in Ohio Stadium last year too. That's all they were talking about was Michigan versus Ohio State. It was all over the broadcast. So even in the NHL, it comes there too. It's so college hockey is the same way in Big Ten play. I mean, there's obviously some
okay.
Big Ten teams that don't have a hockey program, but even Penn State's a decent-ish program. I mean, maybe not this year, but they're looking good. And power plays too. They've been killing it on the power play. Killing it.
oh. So speaking of, last thought on hockey, my son starts hockey tomorrow. Starts my 3-year-old
Oh, that's
starts to
dope.
learn
That's dope.
the skate program
That's
tomorrow.
dope.
All right,
And I know
Max
he's starting
is
next year.
That's
Max is
dope.
pulling us back to football here before we sign off. So random football question: should a quarterback that throws a 1-yard bubble screen and the wide receiver runs 75 yards? Should the quarterback get 75 yards or 1? My opinion on that is completely influenced by whether or not that quarterback is on my fantasy team or is playing against me. Because when they're playing against me, I think that they should not get awarded any of those yards. But no, that'll always count as a passing yard. But speaking of which, we did dial up a screen pass to Jordan Marshall. That somehow
Look good.
looked absolutely fucking perfect. Like it's
Good.
when you draw it up on a chalkboard, that is how that play is supposed to work.
Fact.
And
Look good.
John Madden the fucking shit out of that play.
Yeah.
All the way to the end zone.
Hey, all I ask
perfect.
is, I mean, we do screens a lot, but can a tight end get a screen? Can a wide receiver, you know what I'm saying, just get? I mean, like, can we have different ways to do this? Like, if we had different ways to do this, I think we'd be way more effective than what we are on the screen games.
So I think the tight ends we have, the 3 or 4 solid tight ends that we have, can they get up the field quick? Are they like a Colston Loveland? Maybe. But man, I don't know, you need the blocking as well too for those guys. Jordan Marshall, you might need 1 or 2 guys, but he's gone. He's gone after that. You make a couple plays, or 1 cut, like he's gone. It's different.
Yeah. A couple last thoughts that are just completely random football thoughts. Shout out to some Pro Blue. Maybe a little bit bittersweet for some of the people that follow us on a regular basis. Maybe a little bit bittersweet for you, Dre, but JJ McCarthy still hasn't lost in the state of Michigan as a starting quarterback.
That was the most hardest game to watch ever, bro.
And I had to watch the fucking Panthers come into Lambeau and beat us, dude. That's disgusting.
I want my man to do good, but I just didn't want him to do good with us. You know what I'm saying?
I was happy with that result.
And then staying in the NFC North, as you were talking about Colston Loveland, shout out to Colston Loveland's breakout game.
Finally, man. God damn, man. I was waiting for them to use him. Yes, bro. They don't never use him
as well, too. Bro. He's like catch up the fucking middle, broke 2 tackles, and he's gone for a touchdown. I mean, fuck, he's cool.
Yeah. Bro, about time they use him. I've been waiting for this shit all damn season. Like, use that man. And we're going to
continue every week to hashtag Pro Blue, and we'll give you the stats or the highlight clips of those players as well, too.
Yeah.
Shout out to our brothers, man.
Continue to do that. Mm-hmm.
For sure. Well, all right. This has been a fun podcast. But thanks everyone that
went 3 hours.
Oh, we could have gone for so long. There's so much to talk about once a week.
I know.
When basketball season started and hockey is on fire. So, but thanks everyone that tuned in. Max with the last comment here. Tight end you, absolutely.
Oh yeah, dude.
But thanks for tuning in. Please be sure, whether you're watching on YouTube, watching on Facebook, listening on Spotify, listen on Apple Podcasts. Go find us on all those platforms. Go find us, like us, subscribe to the podcast, share them with your Michigan friends, invite them into the Facebook group. We try and have fun. We're a Michigan fan podcast for Michigan fans. That's what we are. We're here to interact with people. We're here to talk about the game. We're here to vent once in a while. We're here to talk up the players a lot. We're here to build relationships with a lot of you. This year when we got to meet a handful of people during the weekend of the home opener, it was a fucking blast. It was awesome. But tune in, share, like, subscribe. On that note, Dre, do you want to sign us off?
Thank y'all for tuning in to the Victors Nation podcast tonight. Love one another, respect one another, and always go blue.
Go blue.